Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you with another video. I'm pretty excited about this one. I actually really enjoy doing tests of any kind, honestly, because that means I get to go ride my dirt bike and actually think about how things are working, all that stuff, which is actually a lot of fun. I love to ride just to ride and clear my mind, but I also really enjoy kind of nitpicking things on the bike, especially on this amazing piece of machinery, the 23-300XC. It has been such a good bike. Make sure you guys subscribe because here in October I will be filming a 1-year follow-up on this thing. I got it last October. We're already over 112 hours. We're definitely going to be pushing for hopefully maybe I'll get to 150. We'll see. Lots of things going on these days, and I'm riding other bikes too. But you guys already saw the thumbnail. Today is the day we're going to start this video, and it's going to last over a long time. So when you see this video, this part of it will have been filmed quite a bit earlier. We are testing the brand new, all new Tusk Talon hybrid. The reason I'm standing here with this thing all dirty is because this is the IRC JX8. I can say that I really enjoy this tire for what it was built for. It's a very good tire. The reason we are talking about that right now is that the hybrid, the Talon hybrid, was actually built to compete with this. Let's go grab it real fast and put it up next to it. All right, there we go. You can see they are very similar, but not exactly the same. Like for instance, there's a big 2-knob thing here. These are 3 in between the kind of hooky ones, and they're different. Obviously, it's close to it, but it's not the same. But like I said, it was made to compete with it, and what that means is the sidewalls on the Talon are nice and stiff. The knobs are nice and soft. That's the same thing with the JX8. The JX8 has a pretty stiff carcass or sidewall carcass, which I really like because it allows you to push hard in turns without it getting all squirrely and wobbly back there. But it's still super sticky in the rocks, and I really like that. The IX09 from IRC is it's the same as the JX8 as far as the knobs and the gumminess of it, but the carcass is overall much softer. So it works really good in the super greasy stuff, but it sucks if you're trying to go fast. So the Talon, this is it right here. Like I said, it's called a hybrid. Pull it over here. You can see it is the Talon hybrid, but it's not the hybrid like the old Recon. It's not really supposed to be a long-lasting, like mid-gummy or mid... Anyway, this is a performance tire. This is a race tire. It is not made to hold up for hours and hours of use. This IRC has about 10 hours on it. Some of those were at the Silver Kings Hard Enduro. Struggling, slipping, spinning... up those, but also struggling, slipping, spinning in relatively soft and wet dirt. Then it spent a fair amount of time here in Montrose in some kind of drier, rocky stuff, and then also in Washington, up in very dry stuff up in Washington in the Gifford Pinchot. So, and it actually probably has more like 12 or 13 hours, but it's just about done as far as what I like to run. I mean, I know that it will still hook up in the rocks and things, but it's done as far as I'm concerned. So now let's mount the Talon up. Let's see how it compares in mounting to the the JX8, and yeah, let's go get the Rabbit Conda out. All right, we got the moose balls out of the JX8, and now actually I'm not going to put moose balls in because I've been given a Carapax Extreme Moose. Let me show you guys that. There we go. Our good friend Ben Nicholson at First Track Motorsports sent us this to test. And I'm excited because it should be good. And Ben has been running them for a little bit, and he says they're really good. It's super squishy, and let's see what it says here. See, Moose super soft, Alpha 1 oval Carapax. Anyway, Carapax is the company that makes the foot pegs that I really like, the stainless steel foot pegs. So I'm excited. We're going to put this sucker in. I'm not going to drill it because it does feel really squishy already. We get some lube that tire up, put this in here, and then we'll see how it goes mounting the Tusk Talon, see if it's about the same as mounting the JX8. Alright guys, so this is interesting because it's definitely seated in all the way around, and it's definitely too long, but that's okay because what that means is we're going to end up with some extra to shove in later as a wedge. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of that out, shove this in there, then we'll save this piece as a wedge. We got that side cut right there. Now we know that we want to cut this about right here. I'm going to cut a little long and just jam it in there because it's a moose, so you can do that. I'll probably cut it right there. And I like using the razor just because it cuts it really easy. Boom, there we go. I like it. Now we have this much left over. We'll save that, and when this starts to wear out, we can chuck it in there. And guys, like on the other soft setup, I'm going to run 2 rim locks. I've got these super cool rim locks from Nitro Moose, the big aluminum rim locks, super nice. So I'm gonna run 2 of those because with that soft moose and this soft tire, I don't want it spinning. Alright guys, got her all mounted up. There's how she looks. Nice and squishy. I like that. It's maybe a little bit stiff, but it's also probably just because it's a brand new tire, brand new moose, but it feels nice and soft to me. Now let's take it for a spin. Alright guys, first ride on the Tusk Talon hybrid. Obviously, you guys have watched the first part of this video. I don't see it as a true hybrid, what we might think of traditionally. It's more of a gummy race style tire. So we're on the plateau. I'm with my kid Ewan, and we're gonna go ride the buck trail and some other just mountainy kind of stuff. Maybe see if we can find some hard enduro kind of things to practice on if we can, and hop some logs if we can, to see how this thing does with traction. We got a VX40 on the front. So there we go. If you guys are new to the channel, this is my 2023 300XC, which we have named affectionately Loretta the Game Changer. Yeah. Give this kid some room. It is dusty up here these days. Alright guys, gonna see how this Talon tire does out here in the desert. We're actually out here shooting a video. Actually out here shooting a video for my buddy Sam, who's out in front of me, for his bike rental company. He rents 23 300 XCs here in Montrose and shooting a little kind of commercial. Also talking about tires, and we're also out here talking about some offset foot peg. I'm running five down, 5 back. Another thing to know about the tire, I already mentioned it earlier in the video, but we're running a Carapax Extreme Enduro Mousse. So it's their real soft mousse. It's feels pretty soft. Feels about like mousse balls do when you put like the normal number in. So pretty squishy. I didn't drill it because I wanted to see how it felt like normal, and feels good. Tell you what, guys, honestly, I'm super impressed with how this Talon is hooking up in the dirt. My problem with most gummy tires, they suck in the dirt. But when the soft dirt comes, the knobs just kind of fold over and don't work. This thing's actually feeling pretty good because this dirt is loose and soft. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video. Let's talk about this tire. I ended up getting about 12 hours on it, same as the JX8. I'm going to show you those here close together, what they look like after the same amount of time. Not exactly the same terrain, a lot of the same stuff. I didn't take, obviously, the Talon to Idaho to race the Silver Kings. I did get some pretty nasty stuff done up in the woods, but unfortunately, I lost the footage. I screwed up. I don't know what happened. It's my fault. I'll take responsibility. I don't know. It's gone. I will show you a quick little clip here of Zach trying to get up a nasty hill climb. Come on, Sheets! Oh boy. That climb, Zach tried about 1,000 times. He's right over there. He tried it a bunch of times and he could not get drive to get up it. I tried it twice. Once I was unsuccessful, I made a mistake, and then the second time I went right up it, and I really attribute that to the grip of the tire. Probably also the nice soft mousse in there. Zach has mousses too, or mousse balls. That wasn't the problem. He was running an AT81, which is a junk tire for hard enduro. So I'll blame the tire on that one. All right, so let's talk about my opinion. I think the Tusk Talon is actually a very good tire. A lot of people are gonna freak out about the wear in 12 hours and say, oh my God, I can't run. I get it. Like if you don't like to change tires, or you don't have a lot of money and you don't wanna be burning through your tires, this is not the tire for you. It is meant to compete with the JX8, which is a gummy race tire. So it wears about the same. Let me bring you guys over here and show you what they look like. There we go, guys. You can see they're very similar in 12 hours. I would also say that both of them have quite a bit of life left. You can see the JX8 peeling a few more knobs on the sides, whereas these don't have the cracks in them. But the general wear is about the same. But here's the deal. This one on Rocky Mountain is $68 or $68.99, and this one is $108.99. So $40 more to get the JX8. And here's the thing, I think the JX8 probably has about $40 more worth of grip. The Talon has good grip, especially in the dry slick stuff. You saw that big hill climb that took some traction to get up that thing. Some of the routes and stuff I was climbing up and it was doing really well were dry, slick, lots of dust and stuff like that on it. It doesn't seem to do that well in the real wet, slippery stuff. So wet routes, muddy, it's not as good as the JX8. The JX8 kind of hooks up everywhere, does really, really good. But again, it's $40 more, right? They both handle speed really well. Actually, I'm really happy with that because I like to go fast and I don't like to hem my bike into one kind of world. I don't want to just make it only a hard enduro bike or only a high-speed bike. I want to be able to use it in different places. I am fortunate enough to have different sets of wheels. So this is my hard enduro wheel. It's got a solid rear rotor, 52 tooth rear sprocket. I do like to every now and then, not take the wheel off and just go fast out in the desert. And both these tires did really well there. They both held corners really well. They didn't want to roll. I like the stiffer sidewalls. I love the soft gummy knobs. Yeah, they're really great. The Talon, honestly guys, for the money, I think the Talon is a great tire. I think it would actually be a pretty good desert race tire. It's not going to last you long at a desert race. It's probably going to come apart pretty quickly, but it's going to stick really well in places that like a normal intermediate tire like the X30, X31, Michelin Starcross, things like that. Those are probably better overall, like intermediate terrain tires, like desert, going fast, kind of that, GNC kind of stuff. But if you get into any kind of rocky, techie stuff, those tires fall apart and don't do that well. Whereas this tire would do well in the fast stuff. It's going to wear fast, but it's going to do well. And then it's going to stick really well when you get in the hard stuff. So like a National Hare and Hound is a great example where your first loops are, 50, 60, 80 mile an hour sections, cross the desert, through the whoops, just hammer, hammer, hammer. You come back around, get gas, and you go out for your second loop. And it can be honestly like hard enduro, almost trials, just nastiness. And I think a tire like this would do really well. In fact, I'd love to talk to the folks at Rocky Mountain about getting me a setup with this for a desert race like that. I'd really like to get one of these out in that world. I think it would do really, it might be my favorite tire for that because, again, that crossover of being able to stick well in the techie, dry, nasty desert stuff would be really cool. If you're going to race like a true hard enduro up in the mountains, like Idaho or Donner or Romaniacs, which that's way out of my league, the IRC is probably a better tire because they have better grip in the wetter, like nastier, more slippery kind of stuff. But I'm a big fan. The Talon's awesome. The JX8 is awesome. They're both great tires. You got to decide what you're going to do with them. What the most important thing is for you. I could honestly see the Talon being a practice tire. Like if you're going to practice on this tire, because it's shaped the same. It's got the same idea of the stiff sidewalls, the grippy knobs, but it's less money. You could practice on something like this. It's going to be a little slipperier, but that's okay because then it forces you to get better with your clutch control, better with your throttle control, better with your balance, all that stuff. And then on race day for a hard enduro, slap the JX8 on. Both of them are available, obviously, from Rocky Mountain. And I have a big announcement here, guys. I have been picked up on the Rocky Mountain ATV MC influencer program. Now, that sounds really weird to me to say influencer and then me. That's odd. I am very thankful, very grateful that they have decided to pick me up. And I have a link now with Rocky Mountain. So it's in the description. I'll put it here on the screen too. Please, if you're going to buy anything from Rocky Mountain, which I highly recommend, and honestly, I've been buying from Rocky Mountain for years. We buy here for the shop all the time. When my local dealer can't get something, which happens a lot, first of all, start over. I try to buy everything local that I can. We have a KTM, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki dealer here in town. I try to buy everything from them. I buy my bikes from them. I try to buy all of our OEM parts from them. But sometimes they either can't get it or it's going to take too long, and then Rocky Mountain has it. They have it in stock. I order it. It's here in 2 days. So I actually buy a lot of stuff from them anyway. But now, like I said, I have a link. You guys can use that link to buy from Rocky Mountain. It will help us out, help the channel out, help me do more reviews and stuff like this. I'm really excited to be working with them, guys. It means a lot to me. I've been working really hard on this channel. I think you guys can see that. It seems like you guys like it. Tell your friends about the channel. Tell your friends about the link. Let's just grow this thing up. Spread the gospel of two wheels as far as we can. Let me know what tires you guys want me to test next, and we'll get out there and do it.